Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome to day 16 of 30 days of sketches with Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life. And today's sketch has come from my lovely friend Becky, aka Rebecca Lockhart Dykeman, and she is here on YouTube as Rebecca Lockhart Scraps. She also has a membership within YouTube, which is fabulous. You get so many more videos, so much more content, and so many hints, tips, tricks and classes. So do check that out. It's only about £4 or £5 a month and it's super duper. So today we are on a cut file. This cut file is from Confessions of a Paper Addict, which I thought would be fitting because Rebecca is on their DT, or she was. So that's what we're going to use. I have kept the cutouts of the stars and I plan on using some sort of spray to give them a bit of a shine. But that is the cut file we're using. There are the stars, and here is the photo. It's of Mick, Tom, me and Chris. We went to Breakout Manchester last year. I think it was for my birthday or Tom's birthday, and it's an escape room, super fun, and we broke out. We were so excited. So it's quite got a bit of a red tinge to it, so I'm going to go for red mixed media. Now, I thought I would do mixed media because that's what's on the sketch, and I've been a bit AWOL from Mixed Media Mayhem, which is the series that Rebecca is organiser of. I'm going to try and get back into it. I'm just trying not to overcommit, but we're going to do mixed media today in honour of Becky. And I'm going to do mixed media that A, I'm not very good at, or B, I don't really know how to use. But I've watched a video, so I'm armed, guys. And it's Vicky Boutin's art crayons. We're using the, what colour is this? This is the warm colours. So it's like the reds, the oranges and the pinks. And I have pulled out this gorgeous colour. If you Google how to use Vicky Boutin art crayons, there's a fabulous video. It's only about 6 minutes from Vicky at Creator Vision 2019. That it's like the only video you need. It's so, so good. Sums it up perfectly. This is the sketch we're using, so we have this like diagonal mixed media where it's a bit mixed media-y. It's not perfect, it's a bit all over the place. We then have a wreath. I don't know if you can see it. It's more of a sort of hexagon wreath, which is what drew me to the star wreath. And we have 3 photos. I'm using 1 photo and we'll have 2 cut apart cards, Project Life cards or something. Don't know what collection we're using yet. We're being very free and easy. I have got out a pad of Vicky Boutin foundations paper. This is like super heavyweight, perfect when you're adding lots of water, and it's got a gorgeous acetate cover as well. So that is what we're using. I have some water in a mist bottle, I have a piece of plastic, and I am ready to go. So, do not watch this if you want to know how to use art crayons, because I am not a pro, I am not teaching you. This is just how I'm doing it for the first time. So we're going on like this. Just going to get some on the page. I know it's highly pigmented, and I know it's a super duper colour. It's like a red. It's gorgeous. I will then grab a paintbrush. I'm going to put some water on that. These are oil pastel art crayons and they can be used wet or dry. So we're just going to mix that in. So it just becomes like paint really, to all intents and purposes. That colour is gorgeous. So I'm just going to get it all over the page, mixing it all in. Try and get it off my brush. And I am going to apply it like packaging technique, kissing technique. And it made me laugh because Vicky said it in the video I mentioned earlier. You want to kiss it like you're kissing your grandma, not your partner. Always makes me laugh. So then we're just going to come down like this. And we're just going to kiss the page with all of the ink that's on there. Move it around, and I'm doing it in a diagonal manner. It's not perfect, it's not meant to be perfect, it's never going to be perfect when you're doing it like this. That is not what the packaging technique is for. We're just going all over the page and I'm kissing it down like this. Just going to keep going. Drag it a bit if you want to. Move it a bit, like so. So that is what we are left with. I've then got some kitchen roll here. And I am going to roll this just over it like so. To give me that awesome pattern. So if you can see there, we've got all sorts. Now if you don't want some of it, just come back in with your plastic and go back over it, and you'll mix it all in like this. So let's do that. Bit up here, because this is lacking a bit. My goal is not to have many like straight edges, so you can't tell that I've just done it off packaging. And that's it. That is all I'm doing. But it is stunning. I am one of those that's not scared of mixed media, but I don't feel confident with mixed media. I don't know if any of you feel the same. I just don't feel confident with it. So rather than go out of my comfort zone, I just don't do it. So now we're going to move on to the stars. So to do our stars, I have got some Dina Wakley gloss spray in ruby and Heidi Swap colour shine in gold. I've got a couple of post boxes that I am now using for mixed media. Keep your boxes. Whenever you get a delivery, if you order from the Flare Hut, they'll generally come in these. They may be white now because we've moved to white boxes. Keep them, and you can use it for spraying like this. Stops it going everywhere. I know MK or somebody has a 12x12 box, pizza box. Keep it, and you can use it for spraying. Super duper, easy cleaned up, just leave it. So I'm going to spray 3 with red and 2 with gold. That's why I have 2 boxes, just so I can do them both now with you. So first up we have Ruby from Dina Wakley, and I'm just going to make sure I can spray. So it's not been sprayed for a while, and we're just going to spray like this. Do a couple where it's a bit lighter, so it's more like splatters. There you go, and that's it. Maybe one more. If you do a light one where you're only just touching it, you'll get a few splatters as well. Or if you want some more splatter-like ones, take the top off and splatter it like you normally would. So there is that one, and again we're going to leave them to dry. Then we'll pull in our gold ones. And this is Heidi Swap Colour Shine. This one doesn't spray very well at all. I do have another one. Let's see if that sprays any better. No. Okay, so So change of plan, we're going to spray with, what colour shall we go for? Let's go for navy blue. This is another Dina Wakley. Heidi Swap has finished her colour shine, which is such a shame. She basically finished as I started scrapping, and I do love them, to be fair. So we're just going to do the same. And that is that. Once it's done, or rather once it's dry, or maybe we should try it now, I'm going to add a couple of splatters of the opposite colour, just like this. So there is some blue with the red, and I'm not going to touch it because I don't want it to spread or anything like that. So we're just splattering, pop it in, get some more ink on your tube and splitter splatter. Like so. And then I'm going to set them aside to dry and we'll come back and build our layout. Now, if I can do some mixed media, because that is what we've done. This is mixed media. If I can do it, guys, seriously, anybody can do it. Because I am not a mixed media person at all. So give it a try. Now, I say I'm not a mixed media person, but I do have a lot of the materials because I want to be. So it's a case of just having to try and do it. So before we let this dry, I'm going to take this opportunity to splatter some on the background. So we've got some Dina Wakley Ruby going on. There we go. Pop a few up here. And we'll do a couple of the night, which is just going to help everything to work together seamlessly. So we're just going to come in like this. Like that. And that is as simple as that. I'm going to go and tidy my desk because it's doing my head in with all the paint. I need a new mat. That's what I think I need, guys. I need a new mat because there is quite a lot of splatters. I need to learn to use my messy mat if I'm splattering. But I will be back in a second and we'll build our layout together. So, that is all dry. You will notice a big change to this cut file. This is why I don't do mixed media. I hate warped paper. I know it's not a big deal, but, you know, I still hate it. So, what I decided, whilst I was waiting for it to dry, I was just playing around, popping it on, being impatient while it dried, and I thought the cut file looked like it was lost a little bit. So I decided that I needed it to be a different colour. So what I did, same principle with the small boxes. I got a 12 by 12 box, which I shall briefly show you. Let me just stick that down. It's quite a difficult cut file to stick down. You just have to overload it with glue. Same principle, popped it in a 12 by 12 box and sprayed. I used a mix of 3 inks. I went in with Shimmer's Vibes Before Dawn. Then I went in with Shimmer's Spritz in Granny Grey. Then on top of that I put a bit of Dina Wakley Gloss Spray in white and then went back in with Shimmer's Vibes Before Dawn, and it kind of layered it but equally left some shiny speckled bits. So I don't know if you can see how shiny and speckled that is. And I love, love, love the effect. So we have our stars as well, and look how shiny they are. They are so gorgeous. Look at that. What we're going to do is we're going to lift them up onto foam. So I am going to put a foam pad on the back. So let's get these ones on. It's going to be quite fiddly because I do need quite a lot of foam, but that's fine. I think it's worth it because I'm loving how this layout is coming together. Whilst it was drying, I was looking for a collection to use and I couldn't make my mind up, if I'm honest. I couldn't do it. So we're going to do a bit of a stash dive. Bit of Stash Dive Tuesday-esque. We're just going to dive into our stickers and see what fits. That said, we're not going to need that many embellishments because the mixed media is the star of the show on this. I've done it, so I don't want to cover it all up because a lot of it's already going to be covered up with photos, layers, titles, etc. Okay, nearly finished unsticking these. I'll do these ones with you and then I shall pop off to do the others, because nobody needs to sit here and watch me do stickering. So all I'm going to do is stick that back into the cut file, like so. And that's going to, A, give us dimension, but look at the colour of that. That is spectacular. to use the vernacular. So yes, that is that one. So I am going to go off and stick the rest of these. Same principle really, we're just going to stick some foam pads like this. I'll do this one with you as well. So pop them. I'm going to get the square foam pads as close to the point of the star as I can without it showing, because we want that to be firmly on show, of course. Press them down. Now, I did drench it in spritz, so they have warped these as well. But when we stick them down with the foam, that will generally spring them back to life. So this one is going to go here. One thing I noticed whilst I was doing this is I have 3 stars, so I had 5 stars. I didn't notice this fella up here, so we actually needed 6. I don't have 6, so we're going to cover this one up. But look at this, I'm so impressed. I did this, and I don't do mixed media. I'll be right back. So there we have them all stuck on very nicely. Didn't take that long actually, because on the smaller ones I just had to use a big one. So let me just show you this. I love it. So yeah, we don't have one for up here, but that's fine, because where I have placed the stars is basically going to be the opposite to where we're going to have the paper. I also have this. This is a brand new JD 3D product. This will be released with Dotty About Flare, the Flare Hut, sorry. Need to get used to that. It's the Flare Hut, we're still Dotty About Flare. This will be a new kit, and it's Love This with 3 hearts. So I thought Love This might work. I have got this fun. Colours kind of work. I know we've got a yellow, but I am wearing a bit of yellow, so that could work as well. So yes, it'll be at the Flare Hut. We're still Dotty About Flare very soon. My papers are going to go like this. Our photo is going to go here. I am going to cut it down a little bit, but not much, because I do want this on. So we'll probably, let's have a look actually. So I've made it 5 by 4, so Breakout Manchester is at the top. That will tuck under there, and we'll have it all at a bit of an angle, like this. And I think we can say we've nailed this sketch. Then we'll have, I don't know, title or something. I don't mind using hearts and stars, and these are so chunky. Look at the depth of them. Stunning. So it may work, it might be too blue. I don't know. We shall wait and see. I think that might work actually, and then we could always have a heart. It's going to be quite a basic layout actually, because as I say, I don't want to cover all of the mixed media up, to be perfectly honest. We will add a couple of flair, and then we'll do a bit of diving in our stickers. So I need to go and choose a paper to mat it on. I want to mat the entire layout just so it stretches the warpness out a bit, and we'll be back. I'll do that with double-sided tape, won't gut it or anything, to give it some strength, so to speak. So let me go and do that. Oh, I am so impressed with myself. It's so shimmery. That is the joy of shimmers. So yeah, that is it guys. That is the mixed media part. I'll be back. Whilst I was stash diving, I came across / remembered this beautiful box. So this is a very large box. See if I can show you. That is all Simple Stories Say Cheese at the Park. Say Cheese at the Park is a huge collection. It's got one big collection, Say Cheese, and 4 smaller collections, Say Cheese at the Park, Fantasy, Frontier, Adventure and Tomorrow. Obviously meaning the lands in Disney. How they've got away with this collection, I do not know, but I have it. So I thought Tomorrowland would be the absolute perfect collection for this kind of layout. Whilst we're in an escape room, not Laser Quest or Star Wars or anything like that, it kind of fits. So we're going to use a couple of bits from that. I have some epoxy flare that I've made from one of the papers in this collection. You can purchase epoxy stickers in 10, 15 or 5, 10 or 20 from the Flare Hut. We're still dotty about Flare at theflarehut.com. So really cheap as well, they're only a couple of pound. And then make your own epoxy flare, that's kind of cool. So I've pulled in the ones that may or may not work. And given we've gone all out mixed media on this layout that now looks pink not red, but let's not talk about that. Because this piece in particular, I love, look at that. I'm so proud of myself for doing it. Anyway, we're going to stencil on it as well. So I've got the fireworks at the park stencil. So we're going to have a go with that. This is the paper I have chosen. This is from Tomorrow at the Park. I am going to go ahead and match the layout on that, and we'll be right back to put the layout together. I love the effect of the background paper with the red lines and the stars and the asterisks. I think it just really works. So now let's start building. So I have these papers. These are actually Echo Park summer papers. I immediately went there because they have primary colours. The red perfectly works, as does the blue, with what we have on our page already. Just fold that back. I love these stars so much, guys. I really do. And that is just spritzing, spraying some bits on. It's amazing what you can do, isn't it? Why didn't anybody tell me about mixed media before? Okay, so I am going to put these on with this tape, I think. This tape is that little bit stronger, and it is going on to mixed media. We're going to put them on at an angle. This layout is all about the wonk and about roughing it, and I love it. So we're going to put this one like this. Stick them down good and proper. My paper is still warped. I dread to think what it would be like if it wasn't on Foundations paper, which is designed to take quite a lot of water. So maybe I'm doing something wrong, because we do have quite a bit of warping. But I don't care, because I love it. And I love the shimmer that the cut file is given. You can just see it's all sparkling and lovely. Then our photo is going to go in the middle. Now, before I do that, I want to do some stenciling. I have to once again give absolute credit to my friend Jean, because these brushes are absolutely fabulous. I have washed this brush, and we had Uncharted Mariner Distress Oxide, and whilst it is stained, obviously, there's no ink coming off that at all. It's the perfect way. No more will I have issues. So I'm going to admit defeat and bin all of my dirty ones. I've got a couple of new packs ones, and we're going to have one for blues, one for reds, etc. But I'm going to wash them after every use. So once again, thank you, Jean. You are amazing. Okay, what I should have done before sticking these down was, so much for that tape being stronger, eh? Honestly. But anyway, in this instance, excuse me, I'm glad it isn't, because I need to stick this down. So I am going to add a bit, and I think we're going to use, now I'm doubting my colour choice. No, I think I'm going to stick to it. I really need to sort these inks out. I think I'm just going to go for it and sort them by like colouring that, stick all my labels on and store them like this. Somebody in another group came up with a very good point. Tim Holtz storage caddies store them on the side like that, so surely it must be okay. I have heard people saying it isn't, but I don't have time to mess about like this. It's taking precious time away from YouTube and scrapping and working and all the good stuff. Anyway, enough moaning. Let me just put these back. And it's also going to topple on me at some point in the not too distant future. I think I'm actually, after all that, going to go with Uncharted Mariner. It's fast becoming a favourite, so let's just use it. So I'm just going to go on like this in a few places. And I'll put a couple up here. There we go. I love the variety of these shapes. I have to say, I do like the stencils from the Flare Hut because we don't have the artwork close to the edge, because I always go off and then it makes it look square and horrible. But for now, we're just going to do it like this. I'm going to go over the cut file. Pop this one here. Let's go to this one. There we go. And I think that's going to do it. It's the wrong shade of blue, but I don't care, because I'm having a whale of a time with my YouTube peeps. And I will wash that right after the video. Okay. Onwards and upwards, guys. I keep looking at the sparkle. I do. So, let's stick our paper back down. This one is going to go here. So you can see I've covered most of the stenciling, which is why I wanted to do it with the paper off, because you never know where the paper's going to go. So, you know, I am going to use some funky foam, fun foam. Going to come up like this. Whenever I use fun foam, which is just adhesive backed foam, I always leave about 1 centimetre or so gap all around. That is just going to allow me to tuck things in should I wish to at a later time as we build the layout up. Because at this moment in time, I don't know what I want to add. I am then going to go ahead and add some Nuvo. This one is being a real pain. I think it must be blocked. Blooming heck, I don't have the strength in my hands. Come on, Mr. Nuvo. That's probably too much, but you know what? It's going onto all of that mixed media. So it... Oh, really? You know what? It's one of those days. Get me back to bed, or rather get me to bed, because it's rather late in the day. Okay, then our photo is going to go here. At a slight angle. There is our layout built. What do you think? It's a bit different, it's a bit out there, it's a bit quirky, but it does stick to our gorgeous sketch from Becky. And we're on to the next page. So, looking at this for a title. I'm thinking we could add to our title. I've not opened these yet. So our title could be Today, Tomorrow and Beyond, We Beat, We Escaped. No, Today, Tomorrow, Beyond, We Escaped. What about that? I think I'm going to do that. I know it's a bit quirky, but quirky definitely works. Does around here anyway. So I'm going to stick that onto there. And we're going to put that there. So I've just put foam on the back because obviously my photo is on foam. So I need to increase the height of the title as well. So that layout is straight, so that shows you how everything looks. I have pulled out some trusty LE Studio tile stickers, and we are going to add to our title. So Today, Tomorrow and Beyond, We Escaped. Don't know if it makes sense, but I like it, so it's what we're doing. And I am adding the wonk to the tile stickers as well, which is something that I do a lot. And I seem to be using these quite a lot, so I've probably said that quite a lot as well over the last few videos. If that's the case, I apologise for being a broken record. Let's have an exclamation mark as well. Today, tomorrow and beyond, we escaped. Quite basic, but does what it says on the tin. Because we escaped. Okay. I'm going to add this star here as well. Then I'm going to add some epoxy flare from the Flare Hut, or rather epoxy flare using stickers from the Flare Hut. So I'm going to add one here. And these are black, so I'm now coming in with pops of black. I quite like All Systems Go, but I don't know if that makes sense. Oh, makes sense or not. Yeah. All systems go, we need to escape. That kind of thinking there. Not sure why I feel I need to explain my title so much today, but I do, so I am. I knew I would love these stickers with the stars and dots and asterisks, which is why I got 2 packs of these and the other ones. And my lovely friend Kathy got me a lot of it for my birthday as well. I'm a lucky, lucky boy. Okay. We also have this Love This. Now this is the brand new to the Flare Hut in October, so it's not sure when this is going up, so it may be available now because I am working ahead, so yeah, it probably will be on the website by this point, mid-October. But anyway, it's a 3D title from JD3D and it'll be available as a kit. So I'm thinking we may be able to use it here. I'm just going to go for it with the words on this layout, really. It's something I do love to do. I think words are an important thing along with photos, and it conveys emotion. So whilst we use it as a title, I use it to add feelings as well, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And I guess we do that with our journaling. I just use stickers to enhance it, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to tuck that under there, and we're going to pop that there and let that dry for a moment. I also love that it gives us a different blue. We've got all these blues going on. We've got this blue here, which is very much like Uncharted Mariner. We've got the blue, which is more of a navy blue in the stars and our splatters, which is more like the paper. And then we've got a brighter version of that, which is like this title. And then we've got a lighter version again in And Beyond. And we've got a mix of all them colours in the mixed media and the epoxy flare. Love it. So happy that I decided. I did consider, I am going to admit, live on YouTube, well, not live, but you get me, that I did consider using a Vicky B mixed media pad for this layout. For the reason that I said before, that I don't consider myself to be an artist. I am not a mixed media kind of guy. So I thought, let's just get out the good old Vicky B and she can do the work for us. But then I thought, it's Becky's sketch. She loves mixed media. She does fabulous designs for Brutus Monroe, who I love, and I wish we could get their stuff over here, by the way. So let's make an effort, and I'm so glad I did. So I guess the moral of the tale today, boys and girls, I don't like that there. That's not the moral of the tale. The moral of the tale today is just do it. Grab your stuff and have some fun and get messy. Because actually, it cleans up pretty well. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 epoxy flare on there. I do have this heart as well, which I'm loving how chunky it is. Loving it. I think we will get it that chunky from now on because I love that. And I'm just wondering where this could go. or if it needs to go on here at all. Now, I know some people will have trouble dealing with the hearts and stars, but I quite like hearts with stars, so. Not sure if we need that on here though. Let's have a look what stickers we've got. Obviously this is geared towards Tomorrowland, so it's very, very space themed. Doesn't mean we can't use it for a non-Disney layout. That's exactly what we're doing. So I'm going to use Zap because, you know, we're zapping away the mystery. Oh, I'm talking absolute rubbish. I'm so sorry, guys. Let's see if we could get a bit of this bunting in here. Let me see. I'm going to have to use my trusty old tweezers. Oh, that's not going to work either. Let's try turning this on its head. So I basically need to pop that under there. But because I've torn that off, I just need to be careful where we place that end. Let's have a look. I like that actually. It just gives a pop of colour there. So yes, that can stay. Then we've got this camera that would work lovely. You know what me and cameras are like. We've got some, what are they? Decorative brads, which are basically metal with enamel stickers, epoxy stickers. I've got this one that says over the moon, which I quite like because we were over the moon to win, or to escape rather. You don't really win. So let's pop that one down there. We've got another blue and a black one that would work nicely. So I'm just going to pop them around the page as some extra decoration. And also this stripy one, which helps us bring in the extra colours, which is great. We do have the bits and pieces, but I'm not sure we need to open them. I think we've got enough going on. And I have the page pieces for all of these collections, but again, don't need them. I do have the washi tape. Some of these are tomorrow at the park, some of these are day at the park. Don't think I'm going to use any of that, so they can go back in their box with that. And that leads us back to stickers, a good old favourite. I think that's too yellow, not feeling that. So if I want another epoxy, it's going to have to be a black one. But do we actually need one? Let's have a look. I'm going to put one up there if I can tuck it in. That's the fabulous thing with Flair. They tuck in here, there and everywhere. So we've got one tucked in up there. That one there, that's not going to stick. I'm going to have to put some glue on that later. Okay. So this month's JD 3D for the Flair Hut, if you notice, is the blue and orange from our logo, which I love. Love, love, love. Oh yeah, I do. Okay, let's put another star here. I am going to add a teeny tiny bit of journal in here. So I've just put, we escaped, finally escaping at an escape room for my birthday, August 2022. But it was actually 2021. I'll change that later. Okay, and I think I am ready to say it's done. But before I go ahead and do that, I want to add this. I'm going to add a little gear there for no reason other than I like it. And that's going to do it. Thank you so much to Becky for your inspirational layout sketch. I'm sure your layout is inspirational too. You can find Becky at Rebecca Lockhart Scraps. Thank you to Christy for everything you do. And thank you to you guys. And thank you to you guys for watching, subscribing and liking. I really appreciate it. Here is the finished layout. I do apologise it's been a longer video, but I wanted to try and show you the mixed media, which I proceeded to cover up. I will be back tomorrow with day 17. Until then, happy scrapping. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.